Hi guys! Is your puppy going through his teething stage? Is it becoming a problem in your household? If so, we're here with our 7 top tips to help your dog during teething. Now, depending on the breed of your dog, teething will usually happen at around 3 months old. Now, this is sometimes known as the terrible twos, and it can mean that a lot of things in your household become vulnerable to a certain set of little teeth. Now, this can range from chewing up furniture to stair banisters, carpets, doors. We've seen it all here at Relax My Dog. However, there are some really good steps that you can take to stop this behaviour from happening. Now, our first tip is teaching your dog to leave it. Now, this is a really important stage of development for your dog. Teaching him to leave it is going to stop him from chewing up things that you don't want him to, and it can also be a really good way of teaching your dog to not go towards certain people, sort of like infants and things. It can be a really good training mechanism for your dog, and it's going to teach him how to be a good dog when he's older. Now, a lot of this development will happen when your dog is still with his dog mother. She's going to do her own leave it commands, but as humans we need to carry on this training. Now, the most simple way of doing this training is to play tug of war with your dog. Play tug of war with him. When you want him to stop, just shout leave it. Make sure you're holding the toy with one hand and a treat with the other. Once your dog lets go of the toy, give him the treat. Lots of praise is needed in these training, as we always say. Make sure that there's lots of positive reinforcement. Every time your dog does something good, he needs to be rewarded so he knows exactly what he's doing that's right. Tip number 2 is buying a taste deterrent. Now, these are really good for dogs. You can get many different ones in your local pet store. Really good ones are like bitter apple or lemon flavour, and these are not a flavour that your dog is going to enjoy at all. So if you've got any expensive furniture, rugs, carpets, anything like this that you don't want your dog to chew on, then make sure that you're spraying these surfaces with the spray. Now, do make sure if you've got a cream sofa, make sure that you're doing like a spray test on the fabric and you're not going to ruin anything by using this spray. Now, tip number 3 is to trade up with your dog. If he's chewing something that you don't want him to, then make sure that you are then presenting one of his favourite toys, so you're giving him something better to chew on, something that you want him to chew on. If he's chewing on your sofa, shout at him to leave it and give him his good toy. Now, tip number 4 is teaching him the soft mouth. Now, this is a really important stage for any puppy because this is going to stop him from biting. If he is biting on something, then you need to teach him how to play softly. Now, this is a lot of putting your hand in your dog's mouth, basically. At a young age, this is going to be the best time to teach him how to do it. So I do it with Albert a lot. I'll present my hand towards his mouth, and he will now not bite it. He'll mouth it a little bit, and that's fine, but as a puppy, as soon as it gets a little bit harder or it starts getting a little bit more violent, you need to make sure that you're making a really high-pitched ouch noise. This is the same training as his dog mother would give him, and it's just going to teach him that hurts and that's not something that he should be doing. This is really useful as well to make sure that you can give your dog pills and to make sure that you can put your hand in your dog's mouth if he ever tries to swallow something that he shouldn't be. So this is good for both you and your dog. It's going to train him to be a good adult dog. Isn't it, Albie? Yeah. Now, tip number 5 is to use Kong toys. Now, they come in so many different shapes and sizes, and these are great for your dogs to chew on. So I'd always recommend getting one of these, filling it with treats, and then he's getting rewarded for doing his chewing. Bless you. Tip number 6 is another toy idea. Rope toys are really good for puppies that are chewing. They're really good for their gums and for their adult teeth that are coming through. Rope toys are really good for this. I remember when I first got Albert and I freaked out because one of his teeth fell out into his rope toy, but this is good. He needs to get rid of the puppy teeth. They can be a problem if they stay in there, so this is a really good way of doing it. Another good thing to do with these is to freeze it, and this is just going to be really soothing on his red inflamed gums when he's going through his teething process. And our final tip, tip number 7, is to crate train your puppy. I cannot describe how important it was for me to crate train Albert when he was little. It was a little bit more difficult for me because he was actually 5 months old rather than a puppy, but if you start this training very early, they're going to see their crate as their special place, their den, their safe place. This is really important for a puppy's development, and also when they're going through the teething process, it means that when you go out, if you need to nip out, you're not leaving him at home to destroy your furniture. He's safe in his crate, and if he's got a chew toy in there as well, then even better. Now, you may remember from last week that we had a competition on to win a special Relax My Dog exclusive t-shirt, and we're very pleased to announce that the winner is Ben Hark, who said that because of the heat at the moment, we need to make sure that our dogs are wearing booties outside. We can't describe how important this is. If your dog's paws get damaged on the hot surfaces when the sun's out, it's really not going to be nice for them, and it can actually lead to having to have surgery. So make sure that the ground is not too hot. If you can't put your hand on it, then they shouldn't have their paws on it. So thank you, Ben, for your tip. We'd love to get our t-shirt sent through to you as soon as possible, so if you can send your address through to relaxmydogmusic@gmail.com and we'll get that sent through to you. But fear not, we have another competition on to win exactly the same. If you want one of these amazing Relax My Dog t-shirts, then just comment your best doggy tip or life hack in the comment section below, and we're really looking forward to reading them. We really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and we hope that it's given you some really good top tips for your puppy's teething regime. If it has and you've enjoyed the video, please do give us a big thumbs up, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But that's it from us for now, so we'll see you again next week. Bye!